What's going on, everyone? So Cam Reddish has been working like a madman this offseason, which I love to see because even dating back to Duke, there was a lot of questions about his work ethic and the time that he puts in to his game, his body, and just trying to improve and get better. And Cam Reddish talked about how he worked on adding muscle. He said he gained 12 pounds to play better defense and be more versatile on the defensive side, and that he worked hard on his catch and shoot three-point shooting, which that's the role that the Lakers need him to play. That's the role that's going to be asked of him. And the fact that he is aware and conscious of that is massive, right? This is a guy that has a world of upside and potential. This is a guy that can have a ton of just versatility, play. I mean, you could put him essentially 2 through 5. You could play him 2 through 4 with any lineup. And then if you need to go small ball, you could put Cam Reddish at the 5, 6'8", with the 7'2" wingspan. He's athletic, got good versatility. And especially if he did gain 12 pounds, that means he's 6'8", probably 230, somewhere in that ballpark, because he's listed as 6'8", 218. So if he gained 12 pounds, then he's 6'8", 230. And if he can still move and be as agile and handle the ball as well as he has been able to, again, that's a huge impact guy. And we saw there's footage and video of him during like little runs and scrimmages and stuff. And he looks explosive. He looks big. He looks like he's bumping guys. Like he looks like he's ready to take that next step. And with the Lakers, talked about it constantly. The one thing Cam Reddish, in my opinion, has lacked is opportunity, right? He has never really had that role, right? He was drafted 10th by Atlanta, started at small forward, 34 of the 58 games, played 27 minutes, gave him 10 points, almost 11, 10 and a half points, 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1 steal, and a block as a rookie. That is excellent as a rookie, playing 27 minutes a game, and continued to show that even the following season, upped it to 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.3 steals, half a block. And yet Atlanta, they end up going and making the conference finals. They kind of push the chips to the table. He ends up getting traded to the Knicks, where Tibbs didn't want him at all. A lot of that was because of Cam Reddish's work ethic, right? And the Knicks, they trade for him anyway. He is very aware that Tibbs doesn't want him, doesn't like him, nothing. And it wasn't good, right? He played 15 games for the Knicks when he came. Dropped from, basically 24 minutes a game for Atlanta at the time to 14 minutes a game for Atlanta. And gave him 6 points, 1.5 rebounds, a steal, a block, an assist, right? Defensively, he's been brilliant. But offensively, he struggled as far as three-point shooting. For his career, he's a 32% three-point shooter, but he has good seasons, right? He has a year with Atlanta in which he shot 38% on 4.5 attempts per game. If he can get back to that, that would just be beautiful, right? But then, again, after his best shooting season, he gets traded to the Knicks, drops to 25.8% on 2.1 attempts, and then the Knicks the following year goes to 30%. And it just, now also some of it, to be fair, has been his own doing. As I mentioned, his work ethic, as I mentioned, injuries. Injuries have been a bit of a problem for him. The most games he's ever played for his career was his rookie season, in which he played 58 games. And then since then, he's played 26, 49, 40, 20, 20. Right, which, again, that's not great. But he's not going to have the significant role that he's had on other teams, right? He's also going to be another kind of cog in this, this engine that is the Lakers. And his versatility is massive. Look, I'm rooting for Cam Reddish. I've wanted Cam Reddish for years. I've hyped up Cam Reddish. The Lakers have wanted Cam Reddish and have actively tried to acquire this guy, 2 or 3 separate times? They had deals done twice Already done data. One of them was a 3-team deal between the Raptors and the Knicks. And then the Knicks got greedy at the last minute and it fell through. And so Cam Reddish knew that. That's why he came to the Lakers. Because he knew the Lakers want me. Cue the Will Smith me. Why don't he want me, man? Cam Reddish is that guy. He knows, okay, Lakers want me. I can go there. I can work on my game, hone my craft. And now it's up to him to continue to develop, put in that work ethic. Dude, he's got LeBron James to learn from. I mean, even Anthony Davis could teach him some stuff, right? On top of that, you have great wings that you're competing against. Jared Vanderbilt on the defensive side, just going after you. You know how good that makes you? Having somebody that good defensively have to defend you. I mean, you're probably not going to have anybody anywhere close to the level of defense that Jared Vanderbilt is. I mean, you can make the argument that he is, if not one of the best on-ball perimeter defenders in the entire league, and you have him guarding you in training camp. Rui Hachimura, right? Again, very similar size, strength, everything. A guy that is an absolute bucket, who is very good at defending bigger players, right? You have so much versatility. Taurean Prince is a vet guy, a legit blue chip 3-and-D style player. Cam Reddish gets to sit and pick his brain and learn from him and get a better understanding and improve on his game. I hope the Lakers are able to keep Cam Reddish long term. I really want to see him be a key piece in cog for the Lakers for the long haul. I mean, this is a guy that could easily go get you double digits, game in and game out. There's a real argument for him playing the shooting guard position. I am curious how much he plays, but it's nice to hear that his work is translating in training camp. He's one of the players that has been mentioned as a real standout for the Lakers so far through training camp. Him and Max Christie, they're kind of battling, duking it out for that backup shooting guard position. And, the Lakers are really high on Max Christie, but Cam Reddish, the Lakers have been high on him for years. And I think it's going to boil down to who, one, it seems to be the better fit, and two, who's having the biggest impact in training camp. Right? I also think in preseason, you're going to see a lot of Cam Reddish. I think you're going to see a lot of Max Christie. Because, LeBron and AD and Austin Reeves, even D'Lo, I don't think that we're going to see a bunch from them. Right? I think the last game of preseason, which is usually the dress rehearsal, that's where they kind of play. I think if any of those guys do play, it's very limited. I think it's very likely you're going to see a lot of Cam Reddish, a lot of Max Christie, a lot of Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, a lot of our young guys, a lot of our depth, things like that. I think the main guys will probably be the guys that kind of sit out a little bit, especially our starting unit, right? You have that built-in chemistry from last season. So there's not as much pressure to okay, we got to get these preseason reps in, right? You're going to have the course of the regular season, and that starting five just led you to the Western Conference Finals, right? And you're working out in training camp. You're going to play probably 1 or 2 preseason games, and then you're having an 82-game season. So I don't think it's that important or that significant that hey, we got to get Cam Reddish or we got to get the starters a bunch of minutes. So I think Cam Reddish is really going to get the opportunity to show himself and show hey, you need to get me minutes. And I mean, he's so versatile on the offense side. Like I said, he not a great 3-point shooter, but an excellent defender. He's great at getting steals, blocking shots, but he's a good free throw shooter, shoots 84% for his career. On top of that, 2-point shooting, A1. I mean, this guy is explosive, can get to the rim, can knock down the mid-range. He loves that little elbow shot, right? He's 57%, 55 to 57% the last few years at 2-point shots, EFG of 52%. So this is a guy that can put the ball in the hoop. This is a guy that can absolutely be a legit offensive threat for the Lakers, and a guy that I really do believe can make an impact. And I love that he put the time in this offseason to work on the things that he knew the Lakers were going to need. And, I mean, of course, those are things that all teams need, right? And he is very likely going to be a 3-and-D guy, but I do think he's more than that. I do think he's a guy that can be whatever you need him to be. He has the versatility, right? If you need him to just go get you buckets, he can go get you buckets. If you need him to just lock down defensively, he can lock down defensively. I like that he's put on some size. Like I said, 6'6", 218. He says he gained 12 pounds, so he's got to be around 230. I like that. I hope that doesn't cost him, like I said, his explosiveness, but everything we've seen so far, it doesn't look to be an issue. Everything we've seen so far, it looks like he's good, he's comfortable, he's still able to be explosive, and I'm rooting for him. Because look, I've wanted Cam Reddish for years. I've loved him since he was on Duke. I'm a big Duke guy, big Duke fan, been that since I was a little wee lad, right? And so I've watched Cam Reddish his entire career and watched him very closely, and I just think he needs the opportunity and potential, and I hope he gets that with the Lakers. I do have concerns that he's not, that he's going to kind of be just another guy rather than like one of the key, 8 to 10 guys, but I think regardless, I think he's going to make an impact this year, and I'm pumped. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I've asked a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about Cam Reddish? What do you think of him, really working and working hard on his game? Do you think he's going to get significant minutes? Do you think he doesn't? How do you feel? What your thoughts are? I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments.